Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and Russian bots to the Nerd³ Awards 2018! This year we've got 18 awards to give out over the next 6.5 hours. And as it was such a ridiculously long year, I've also got a lot of just mentions. So first up, we're going to give the special mentions that aren't quite good enough to win an award. But are still special mentions, but not good enough. I just want to draw a line here. These games were not good enough to win an award. But they get a special mention for being pretty fucking good. Spider-Man! Or is it Marvel's Spider-Man or Insomniac's Spider-Man? But the PS4 Spider-Man! Arguably better web swinging than Spider-Man 2. However, those fucking 4 stealth missions. RimWorld! Actually, RimWorld probably could be good enough to win an award. I just didn't have any fucking time to play it this year. But the little bit of I played of it when it was in access was pretty fucking great. I would like to humbly apologise to the creators of RimWorld for not playing your game enough. Wreckfest! Remember next car game? It came out as Wreckfest. It was actually pretty good. It kind of went silent for a while, then came back. It was good. It was an early access game that came out good in the long run. I enjoyed it quite a lot, and you get to crash lawnmowers into each other, so, 10 out of 10. Or 7, whatever the fucking score you did. I haven't thought these through a lot. 7 billion I know it said 7 billion hummus. It's a game where you taste 7 billion different types of hummus. No, 7 billion humans! The sequel to Human Resource Machine, which teaches you all about processes and how I hate them. I did, however, finish it during a Twitch stream, and therefore everybody who watched it thinks I'm smart. Until they hear the hummus bit that I just fucked up. The Crew 2! A really fun racing game, let down by the fact that I had to play it for a ridiculously long time with Matt. Beat Saber! Ace little VR game this where you swing your lightsabers around, but I have literally sweat holes through clothes because of it, and they refuse to refund. Primark things aren't cheap, you know. Genital Jousting! A game with a surprisingly good single player. It's just the kind of main focus of it was the multiplayer mode that nobody wanted to play with me because they're my grandparents. Dead Cells! A fun 2D, not Metroidvania, even though everybody called it Metroidvania, randomly generated, hack and slash them up kind of thing. I dug that. I really dug it. It didn't get an award because I wanted to keep the award to 18 because it was 2018. That's literally the reason why I did. That was the. Why do I have this power? Dragon Ball Z Fighters! Was it just Dragon Ball Fighters? I can't remember. It was a fighting game that was fun, and then Smash came out and I totally forgot it even existed. But it's very pretty as well. A nice blast of nostalgia here for me. Let's Go Pikachu, not Let's Go Eevee. Fuck Eevee, the indecisive prick. I really enjoyed it. I love the fact that Pokemon actually roam around. That was really cool. I really enjoyed just actually seeing Pokemon in a Pokemon game outside of battles, which is ridiculously rare when you think about it. Yeah, I love that. The only downside is that you get a little thing that lets you walk your Pokemon, so I did that, and before I got to the last gym, I had level 100 Pokemon, and the game was a fucking piss. Oh, Way Out! This was that sort of cinematic co-op-y kind of thing. I really enjoyed playing this as a co-op. It was kind of let down by a few little bits of it being like old school Uncharted games, a little bit, go here, do this kind of thing. But I dug it in the end. I thought it was a pretty fun little thing. But I put it in this list because I can't remember if it actually did come out this year or last year. So this is me playing it safe. Yes, I could Google, but I can't be arsed. 2 Point Hospital and Parkitect. Watching these two together because it's the exact same fucking reason. They're remakes of classic games that I love. They seem to be better than the classic games that I love, and I literally didn't have the time to play them. So they're getting here as a mention for being the little bits I played being fantastic, but I need more time to delve into their games, that if I delve in, I delve hard. Yoku's Island Express. So this was a game where you rolled around, I think you were a dung beetle, and you're rolling around a big ball of dung, and it kept turning into pinball, and I really like the fact it kept turning into pinball, a pinball platformer. It was really interesting. I thought it was quite cute, yeah. Only reason it's not getting an award is it reminded me of Sonic Spinball, and to this day I still wake up screaming because of that game. Nintendo Labo! Because Nintendo put fucking their name on some cardboard, and I bought it like the twat that I am. And honestly, the little vibrating controller car things that you can make scared the shit out of my dogs, and it was hilarious. And the final shout out is Dark Souls Remastered for the Nintendo Switch, because I finally beat Dark Souls and I did it on a handheld, like a pro. Next up, I'm going to finish it with a shower head. Just, I don't know how, but I'll work it. People have done it with other things, microwaves, lawnmowers. I'm going to beat that game with a shower head. You heard it here first. Anyway, let's get on to the awards proper. The first award goes to... How can I actually say what the first award is? That would be the professional thing to do. The first award is the Best Game I'll Never Finish award. This is an award for the best game that I just won't ever be able to finish in my long lifespan. And the winner is... Assassin's Creed Odyssey! My new favourite in the Assassin's Creed series. I really loved almost everything about this game. I thought it was absolutely cracking. It's got a really good story. I love the combat. What they've done to the combat. I haven't played Assassin's Creed for a while, and what they've done to the combat is just makes it really fun to do. Lots of missions, lots of quests, lots of just really good, fun things to do. I love boats. I love doing the boat stuff. Actually, normally I hate boats, but I love the boat stuff in the series. It's basically just a bigger, better, more expansive Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and hell yeah. Plus you get to climb up stone penises, and who doesn't love doing that? The next award is the I'm a Bastard Award. This is the award given to the game that made me most feel like an absolute bastard. The game with the toughest decisions, where it really tests your mettle. We're not talking black and white choices here, we're talking fucking... I was going to say shades of grey, but that just sounds like we're making sexy choices. Anyway, the winner is... Frostpunk. Because in my recent memory, I've never had to build and imagine the inverted comma air quotes over this word, hospital that's miles away from any fucking heater, so all the sick people that go there die, so everyone else can eat. Also, I put children to work, but really they should be working. I mean, what else are they going to do? Run around? No, it's wasting energy. Fucking work, you stupid kids. But yeah, Frostpunk made me feel like an absolute prick for like 90% of the game, and I loved it for that. But we survived! I managed to, not the people in that hospital, or the three next to it, but everyone else fucking thrived, mate. The next award is the Haha! I'm so clever award. This goes to the puzzle game with the most satisfying solutions, when every single time you crack something you go, oh, I'm clever. Oh, only a clever person would have gone that. And the winner is... Gorogoa, which was that little panel shifty mind fuck of a game. But every time I every time I just passed any puzzle in that, I always felt clever. There wasn't a single puzzle I was like, oh, how's I supposed to get that? Every time I was like, oh, I've done this, yes, and I felt smart. Beautifully presented, absolutely huge recommendations if you're a puzzle fan. But yeah, made me feel clever. The next award is the Oh God, I'm a fucking idiot award. And this award goes to the game that made me feel most like an absolute idiot during its playtime. And the winner of this is... Exapunks. Everything is given to you in Exapunks. They let you print out your little book and you get to flick through your little book and read your things, and it's all there. All the information is there. I know I have it all, and yet I'm staring at a screen, unable to fucking come up with even how to start working out how to hack a fucking password generator thing. And eventually I'll do it, but I hack it. I don't do it right. I don't do it nice. It's a fucking... Oh, it's a brilliant game. It is a just superb puzzle game. But the worst thing about it, the worst fucking thing about Exapunks is that I bought the physical edition, which came with the books all printed, but it also came with a secret envelope. And inside the secret envelope is, I don't know, because I've not finished the game, so I haven't actually been able to open the secret fucking envelope yet. I don't know what's in this envelope! What secrets do you hold? The next award is the Immersion Award, and this is the game for the best immersion. And the award goes to... Kingdom Come Deliverance, because I have never ever played a game before where I take my shoes off before I go to bed because one NPC said, "Don't wear your shoes to bed." And I went, shit, am I supposed to not do that? So every time I go to bed, I just take all my fucking clothes off and leave it in a pile. And it's such a beautifully immersive game. I love that you're just the blacksmith's kid. You're not a hero, you're not nothing. I love how the sword fighting is really tricky and difficult because you don't know how to fucking sword fight. And you then get good at it. For just the level of immersion, just the really dark nights and everything, that is a bloody brilliant game. Really fucking great. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, and I really want to go back and give it another few goes. I say a few goes because I will fuck it up like 3 times before I actually manage to progress in that game. I am shit at being a medieval peasant. The next award is the Perfect Difficulty Curve Award, and this goes, unsurprisingly, to the game with the perfect difficulty. The sort of difficulty where the first levels are like, oh, everything's made of wool and it's nice, and the last levels are, I'm a speedrunner now, oh Christ, and you don't notice the difference. And the winner is... Celeste! The game that is half platforming and half strawberry farming. What a brilliant difficulty. The later levels, especially the B-sides, which are the really, really tricky levels, although apparently there's C-sides, but I won't talk about them yet. They're just so horrifically fiendish, but the difficulty level is so perfect you can just get through all of it. And I actually, I was looking back at footage of, the Twitch streams I did, the later ones, where I just don't know how I was doing. I was like, shit, I'm actually doing really well at this. I mean, I died literally thousands and thousands of times in that game, but, you know, I felt like I was getting better at least. The next award is the I Want to Award This Game Again award, and this is an award for the game with the best DLC that came out this year that I just want an excuse to give another award to because it's a game I love so very much. And the winner is... Sonic Mania Plus, because Sonic Mania was incredible, making a slightly different version of it with different roles and 2 of the most fucking obscure Sonic characters that I have a really nostalgic connection to. Just happiness. That game is just more happiness. It's the best Sonic game ever. Sonic Mania Plus is the best Sonic game ever. It just is. We had the best Sonic game come out this year. What a fucking good year for video games. The next award is the This Has No Right to Be This Good award. This is the award for the game that just shouldn't be as good as it is. It just shouldn't be this good. The winner is... Tetris Effect, which is literally just slightly zoomed out Tetris. That is how you can describe that game, with a screensaver background. It's just Tetris, but it's zoomed out a bit. But it is the best version of Tetris as well. We're getting all these best versions of classic games this year, because the Tetris Effect is when you play a game for so much you start thinking about it afterwards, but Tetris is it's like a universal language of gaming. You give that control to anybody, you know, your nan, your dog, and you'll be able to play it. They'll be able to play it because it's just so everyone knows how Tetris works. And they use that to sort of get this imagery and this rhythm, and the music's going and the visuals are going and it all goes together. It gets in your head, and it's kind of a game that I when I'm playing it, it's just like riding a high constantly. It's a really weird thing, but it's there's no words, there's only music and this picture of a tree. I don't know, Matt's editing this. Fuck him. The next award is the Stranger Danger Award, and this goes to the best online multiplayer. Because yes, I actually play online multiplayer games now, and the winner is... Battlefield 5, a game that I am putting a fair bit of time into because it's just fucking ace. Because there is no greater feeling in video games than a big chaotic battle just going on all around you with 63 other players, and you just watch as a lone Spitfire comes in, just skirts the ground real low, shoots at a target, pulls up, doesn't quite make it, and plows into a church. It's just something visceral about that. It's just something beautiful. It's just, I love watching other people fuck up on a massive scale, and that's what Battlefield gives me. Epicness and massive fuck-ups. It's like a giant ski slope populated only by toddlers. I love it. The next award is the Best Friend Award, and this is the award for the game with the best couch co-op of the year. And the winner is... Guacamelee 2, which I 100%ed. Very rare I 100% a game, but Rebecca and I, we 100%ed that game, and it was great the whole way through. It was just, it's more of the same, but Guacamelee was so incredible in the first place. Yeah, I'll take that. Constantly switching between different dimensions, and you're a chicken now, you're not a chicken now, doing your luchador moves. I really enjoy suplexing giant monsters, I'm not gonna lie. It's a cracking game, and really, really fun if you've got someone sitting next to you, so you can go, why the fuck did you just switch dimensions, you prick? Now would be a good time to introduce the next award, which is Rebecca's Award for Rebecca's favourite game of the year. And the winner is... Fallout 76. No, it was Spyro. Yeah, aside from somehow still playing Persona 5, Rebecca... Does that game ever end? For most people it does. Rebecca this year has been playing a crap ton of Spyro, which just... It looks fucking gorgeous. Got a few control issues, but it really looks like they've just taken... They can't do what they did with Crash, and they took the thing that worked, and they just made it work again. Yeah, introduce that game to a whole new generation of people and make a much prettier version for the people who suffered through it in the first place. I'm not a huge Spyro fan, but this isn't my award. This is Rebecca's award, and she picked a good one. Next up, we have the Just Cause 4 award. This is the award that goes to the most Just Cause 4 game that came out this year. And the winner is... Just Cause 4. Yep, worthy winner, worthy winner. I fucking love Just Cause 4. It's just a big, silly, messy playground of physics-based bollockry. It's built for literally exclusively me now. I think that's the strange issue that's happened. It's just now they make it exclusively for me. My favourite thing about this one is the big, like, runway boats that you can get. It's just a big runway in a boat, and you can just spawn, like, 3 of those at a time on land. Or you can spawn them inside each other and just watch them all like freak out and this huge multi-ton boat just piss off into the horizon. It's just a load of bollocking around, and it has the best traversal system in any video game ever because of the wingsuit. And yes, I genuinely think the Just Cause series wingsuit is better than Spider-Man's web swinging. More fun. And no, I don't care about your opinions on that. The next award is the Endless Buffet Award. This is the award that goes to the game with the most generosity behind it. The game with the most content per square inch that's just all different and tasty and yum, and you just want to stick it all in your face as fast as possible, but it goes on forever. And the winner is, of course, Smash Bros. Ultimate, because I was surprised to find an entire RPG stuffed inside it where I could equip Metal Sonic to Link and battle strange that it's just huge. There are so many modes, there's so much stuff to do. It genuinely just feels like the ultimate celebration of Nintendo as a whole. Not just like Smash Bros, it just feels like the big Nintendo celebration, and it's just big and bold and fun and absolutely fucking cracking. And the reason I haven't played things that I mentioned earlier is probably because of Smash Bros, especially in the last month, or whenever it came out. Oh, I hope it was a long time ago because I put some serious fucking hours into that game already. Alright, we're getting into the final few now. I'm going to do 2 VR awards. I'm going to have the runner-up Best VR Game and the Best VR Game. I've separated VR from regular gaming because then I get to praise more games. The runner-up Best VR Game of the year is Rolling Line, the game that lets you build your own model train sets in VR and then ride them as if they were full-size trains. I literally don't need to fucking say anything else. And And the best VR game of the year is... Payday 2 VR, because it's actually my favourite VR game. I think it is the best VR game. Payday 2 VR. Not only was it a fucking free update for Payday 2, it's just free. They gave away my favourite VR game for free. It's just so... Like, Payday 2's like a pretty good game, and then you put it in VR and it just becomes one of the most intense gaming experiences I've ever had. The amount of people running at you, running past you, the amount of chaos and stuff going on. You could duck. It feels like you get so much more gameplay out of it. It's just the ultimate version of Payday. It makes the game so much better. It's incredible. And it's actually the game where I've actually trained myself to not be sick in VR by playing it in the moving around properly mode, so I can play and move around properly now. I just wanted to play like that. I beat motion sickness out of my body for this game. That's how fucking great it is, and it was free! Alright, final three. We got the best game. We got the runner-up best game. And then we got the next award. And the next award is the Poop Award. Because this, I've kind of given up on the whole poop games, great games. So I'm not playing bad games. If a game's bad, I don't really stick with it. I'm like, I don't like that. We'll move it on. But, one game I played this year, I just needed to say that this was the worst game I played this year. Honestly, it's probably the worst AAA game I've played for a very, very, very long time. A game that just stinks up the place, is just with every single thing that the company is doing with it is just making a bigger mess. And anytime I play it, I just end up weeping and blaming John, because the game is Fallout 76. It is an atrocious pile of buggy, broken, unfun, horrific systems that don't mesh together. It's taken everything that was good about Fallout 4, removed it, taken everything that was left, and made it worse somehow. It is loathsome, it is horrible, I don't think they could ever fix it. It's also built to be a free-to-play game with its microtransaction system. It's horrible. It's horrible. I literally am spending more time playing Fallout 4 because of everything it fails at. Plain, unmodded Fallout 4, more fun by a long way. It's just worse in every single way, and everything Bethesda have done has just fucked it up more. It's crippled a lot of people's opinions of Bethesda. It is literally one of the biggest tire fires I have seen for quite some time. I mean, there was like Battlefront 2, and everyone was like, "Rrr," and then Fallout 76 was like, yeah, no, I got this, don't worry. And just did a triple somersault backflip, headfirst dive into a big steamy pile of shite. Fallout 76 wins the Poop Award. It's time for the penultimate award of the evening. Or the morning, whenever you're watching this. Probably on the toilet. Of this poo, the penultimate award. Runner-up, Best Game 2018. And I think I said this last year, but any other year this game would have got number one. Because this game is not only gorgeous, it's not only fucking just beautifully designed, but it's also, for me, the first proper realization of the detective genre in video games. The return of the Obra Dinn. I don't have words, I just have sound effects at this point to describe. Gah! It's just so good. You just feel that it's one of those labor of loves. Like, you just feel it's got some of the best sound design I've ever heard. It's just so, it's a 10-hour logic puzzle. It's one puzzle that takes 10 hours with like 60, 70 just different components that you got to keep in your head. I had to jot down notes. I was constantly going back and forth. It's just pure logic and a smidge of time travel. And it's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. It blew me the fuck away. I was expecting the world from the fucking developer of Papers, Please, and somehow I was given more. So much more. It's the best detective game. It's the only real true detective game I've ever played. I cannot say enough lovely things. The only problem I have with it, the only problem is it's a one and done. Once you've played it once, you've done it, you've solved it. But I'm not holding that against it. It's just that one time is fucking worth it. What an incredible, incredible work of art Return of the Obra Dinn is. If you've never played it, go fucking now. Go now. You don't need to know what's number one. You know what's number one. Just go now. Now! Shh. It is time to announce the best game of 2018. And unsurprisingly, it's God of War, because God of War isn't just the best game of this year, God of War is the best game of this entire generation. I don't think it's going to be beaten. I think they should literally just fucking release the PS5 now, because it ain't getting better than God of War. You could argue that God of War is the best game in the last... Like, it's for... I've not played a AAA game that's this good over a decade, I'd say. Like, legitimately, I can't describe how fucking excellent God of War is. Especially from a game I was expecting nothing from. Like, I first saw the footage, I was like, oh, you know, I like God of War being hacky and slashed. I like the titties. You know, I like the angry teen stuff when I was an angry teen. And now it's over the shoulder, everything's over the shoulder, I don't care. And then the reviews came out, and the reviews were like, it's fucking amazing. And I went, oh, I'll give it a go. Anything they say is fucking amazing. It must have some merits. Yeah, I'll have a crack. And then I just fell in love. Because as much as the scale is huge, as much as it's, you know, mythology all coming down and Ragnarok and all that shit, it's a story of a father and a son who have just lost the most important person in their lives. And they don't really have a connection, and they work on that connection. And that's actually the story. It's two characters. And everything else that happens around it, you know, goes with that relationship. It's not sort of... The stuff around it is just feeding into that, and it's so brilliant. Like, the problem I've always had with games telling stories is that your cutscene character behaves differently to your player character, and there wasn't a second of that in this. I've never had that in a game before. What, like, Sony have been trying to do since Uncharted with that whole cinematic story thing, they've finally done it. This is what they have been trying to do with cinematic storytelling in games since forever. Like, this is it. This is how it's imagined in a load of people's heads, and it's incredible. The camera staying on Kratos from the fucking opening menu to the very end of the game it just brings you close to that character. It keeps it small. As much as there's big shit going on, it keeps you in that little bubble. Even the big action scenes, it never cuts. You can play the whole game through, start to finish, no cuts. The fucking work that went into making that game that smooth, and having just these big mythological creatures around the place. It's just huge characters. It's got the best fucking superhero fight I have ever played in a video game, and it's like less than half an hour in. It's just... And the axe! Fuck me! That axe that you throw and it comes back is the most satisfying noise. The most satisfying ability I've ever had in a combat game. Ever. That I put on the line with, like, Black's guns. In fact, no, I put that above Black's guns. That's just the most satisfying fucking... just... The combat is spectacular. The difficulty, you can play it on anybody can play it mode all the way up to I eat blood brawn for breakfast mode. The Valkyries can all go fuck themselves. It's just... Yeah. No just microtransactions, no fucking... See, there's no DLC that I know of for that game. There's just... It feels like they gave someone who gives a shit just a big fucking massive pile of money and went, hey, make a game. And... That's super rare. That's super rare in AAA. It's something like, you know, the producer said this, and this people with the money said this, and this man at Thai says this. This feels like one guy went, hey, I've got this game I want to make, but it's going to cost like $100 million. And Sony went, yeah, alright. I love God of War. I finished it, and I've kind of, I went through like all of it, and I've stopped. And I'm leaving it for a year because I want to go back in of having forgot some of the stuff. Like, I want to just be like, okay, I want a slightly fresher, go back to it. And that wait is killing me. I want to play it now. I literally physically could play God of War now, and I'm like, no, it will be better if I wait. I'm literally saving myself for God of War. That just... What an incredible game. What an incredible cast. What incredibly emotional... The final moments of the game without responding to, without the cheap tricks that crap storytellers do of, this character dies and this thing happens, and blah, 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 is built into the emotional state of the lead who does something that I was just 100% behind. I've never connected with a character. I don't fucking believe that the character that I have connected with most in fucking video game history is Kratos! Fucking mash this button to have an orgy, Kratos. What an incredible fucking game. Every single person involved, every single bit of it is just amazing. God of War is the game. If you don't have a PS4, buy one, rent one, nick your friend's one. You need to play God of War. It is incredible. Truly, truly a work of fucking art. Yeah. That's it. That's the awards. God of War. I mean, again, unsurprising because I've been harping on about this game all year, but nothing came close. I mean, games came close, but really, nothing came close. What an incredible game. What a fucking incredible game. What a great year for video games. So many. That was such a hard list to make. Absolutely loved it. What does 2019 have in store for us? I don't know. But considering I'm in England, I'm scared to find out. Goodbye!